back. I'm Mike.
I'm Amanda.
It's 3D printing at home. Amanda's going to take the lead on this one because she found some alternatives to post-processing, try to shine this up. So she's going to take the lead.
All right, well, welcome back to our channel, or welcome. I'll give you a little background story on this. This was a 3D printed heart vase that my husband printed. There were some imperfections. We sort of sped up this print, which gave it a lot of imperfections, lines, things like that that we didn't really love. So this is our second or third video on post-processing this.
Third.
What we did first to get the imperfections out and the lines and to smooth that all out was we used a very fine sandpaper. But when we did that, it really did take out all of the imperfections in the plastic. Unfortunately, it also took out the color and the shine. So we've tried
Ethyl acetate.
ethyl acetate.
That smoothed out some of the lines.
It's helped improve smoothing out the lines, but it certainly didn't take and give us any of our shine back. We also used a heat gun and we used a torch, which seemed to have just really kind of ruined the color on this. Maybe it was too hot, maybe we were too close. It was a bust. So today I'm coming to you with some items found around the home. So these are all household products. We're going to go ahead and try to give this a quick shine and see which ones work and which ones don't. And if none of them work, back to the drawing board. So what I have with me today is just household items. And our whole point in this video is to shine this baby up, okay? So in this little container, I just have some water. I have some Q-tips. I have some makeup wipes, makeup pads to clean your face with and apply makeup with. We have a magic eraser, good old-fashioned Colgate toothpaste, baking soda, a metal polish, and a ceramite. I use this to clean my stovetop. So these are all things that promise to have a polishing component to them, and let's see what works. I dumped the Q-tip in the water. I have a little bit of toothpaste on here. Like anything that you'd like to polish, I'm going to pick a spot, and you want to just be really gentle, and you want to do some just circle patterns. Definitely going to need a little bit more water on here. And I'm just using the water and the toothpaste just to see if I can shine this up a little bit. We're not going to do the whole thing. We're just going to do this little area. We're just trying to see what works best. So the toothpaste, I'll call this a bust. If anything, it brought some of the life back to the color, maybe added just a tinge of sheen to it, but I wouldn't really say that it shined it up much. So moving on. So we used the toothpaste, water, and a microfiber rag. Again, it kind of brought back a little bit of the color. I would say it's a bust. Really didn't get any shinier. So we are moving.
Nice.
Smells great, minty fresh. We're going to move on to the next item. Household item number 2. We're going to use a makeup pad. Dunked it in some water. We're going to go ahead and put some baking soda on here. And we're going to try a different section. Again, gentle circles. You want to go in a circular motion. You don't want to apply too much pressure. And you want to make sure that you're just applying it evenly. I'm not going to do the entire project. This is just to see how these household items might work. I'm going to have a little more baking soda on my pad here. Gentle circles, just going over this one area. This poor little vase has taken a lot.
Yeah.
With all of the items that we've now tried in order to help you guys get back the shine. Just gonna rinse now. taking that baking soda and water solution off. I did work that into, I don't know if you could tell, but I did work that into a really nice paste. Cleaning it all off now. We're going to go ahead and dry it off and see what we get. I would say that this is not a bust. I definitely see a lot more shine here than what was originally there. Of course, the coloring is a little off because when we were doing our other post-processing video with fire, we got a little carried away. And it did destroy a little bit of the color, but I would say that the baking soda, water into a paste with the makeup pad shined it up really nice. Let's move on to the next one. This is a Never Dull. It's actually a metal polisher. Again, I just thought, why not? Let's just try some household polishing items and see how we do. So you just pull a little of this out. I'm going to use the scissors.
We don't need all of it.
We don't need that much. I'm just going to do a little area. I'm going to pick a different spot. So far, I feel like we're happy with the baking soda. This is just a metal polisher. Again, I'm just going over just one little section to see how we do. Just gently rubbing in, not putting a whole heck of a lot of force on here. I am going to go ahead and use this clean paper towel. This clean paper towel, just to give it a little wipe.
I mean,
wow.
That came out good.
That came out amazing. This is, I would say, almost back to its original quality of shine. Might go ahead and grab us our really shiny heart vase and let's compare.
Let's see. Not quite there. But we're
So
close. It's a lot closer than it was.
It's a lot closer. It's not perfect, but it is certainly definitely got its shine back. So toothpaste was a bust. Baking soda, maybe a
little more elbow grease might have gone.
5 out of a 10. I'm gonna say metal polisher.
So far, that's a winner.
7 out of a 10. So we have 2 more items to try. Now we have a Ceramibrite. Once again, household item that you'll want to go ahead and clean the surface of your hot plate or your stove with. Works really well on that surface for polishing. Let's see how it works on a 3D printed project. Again, I'm going to use the makeup pad, putting it in my clean water that I have over here. Just going to use a little bit of that. Don't have to use too much. I'm going to find another spot of this that hasn't really been abused too much. Once again, just gentle circle motion, rubbing it in. Trying not to be too rough with it, but I do want to make sure that my circular patterns are consistent and I'm getting the whole area. I am going to go ahead and rinse this now. And we'll dry it.
Now, how do you feel about that one?
I would say that it definitely added to the sheen. I would say that it's still pretty dull.
Yeah.
I would say it also kind of smoothed out the coloring because there was some discoloration on this because of all the other things that we had put in it through. But I'm going to give it the same score that I gave the toothpaste, 3 out of 10. Moving on. Okay, this is our final household item that we're going to use to try to shine this up and give it a little polish. Here we go. This is a magic eraser. We are not sponsored by any of these household products. They just happen to be things that we have in our home because when we're feeling like we'd like to, we clean our home. Here we go. Again, magic eraser, super good for taking stains out of different items, all different surfaces, doesn't really matter. It's pretty much good at cleaning and shining just about anything in your house. I certainly use it for a lot of items. I even love to clean my white sneakers with it. It works amazingly. So I'm just going to go ahead and give this some nice circular, smooth rubs, get it all in, make sure that I'm paying attention to every spot of this little spot, and I am going to go ahead and wipe it off now. I would say it definitely smoothed out some of the discoloration in the surface of this 3D printed project. As far as returning its shine in this section here,
Not so much.
nope. I'm going to give it the same score
As a toothpaste.
as the toothpaste, 3 out of 10. So
I'm right there with you.
I'm going to say this one was a bust. All right, Mike, how did you feel about our household products?
Well, I don't think they were sufficient enough to be viable. So I'm gonna say the only one that I think that did the best was the polish, but realistically now I can't even tell where it was. I know where it was done. Mm, yeah, the polish brought the color back the best, but I think it just filled in. I don't think it actually polished the surface. It might have just filled in the scratches from sanding. So I think we need to do this 1,000 grit sandpaper video. And
I feel like it smoothed out the color.
it definitely
and
feels smoother.
Like it shined it up. So I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10.
Yeah.
I'm not going to call it a bust.
No,
If
but
I
I
had
think the
to-
other ones are.
I would say the other ones are. I think I really liked the baking soda and the metal polish the best. If I didn't want to use acetone, if I didn't want to use anything, flammable or dangerous, and I was happy with a 7 out of 10, I'd say shine it up.
I mean, it's definitely better than the heat gun and torch.
All right. So sometimes household products are just the safest and the easiest solution. See you in our next video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And we'll be bringing you more videos. Bye.